Hello, this is Daniel Robbins again. I wanted to follow up on my last video because some of you may not even know who Steven Spielberg is. If you don't, well, what can I say? He's a very well-known movie maker, and I was referring to a Steven Spielberg movie called Alien. And near the end of that movie, there's a scene where the door to their supposed spaceship opens up, and there's nothing out there but boring old space, and you should just see that air rush out. And for those of you who haven't seen that movie, let me just show you another example of how a vacuum works. Watch this. You know, I was able to get that fluid to flow up the straw into my mouth because I was creating a vacuum. So not only can you not hold air down in the presence of a vacuum, you cannot hold a fluid down. The fluid flows up through the straw and into my mouth. And if we were surrounded by the vacuum of space, the air would rush out to fill that vacuum faster than anything you could imagine. And the only reason that we've gotten away with believing that silliness, as long as we have, is that we are not surrounded by a vacuum at all. We have the flat, motionless plane of Earth underneath us, and then we have the vaulted firmament dome, also known as heaven, above us. And there are waters above that firmament, so we're actually living sealed right into a pressurized bubble, at least as far as I'm concerned. And thanks for taking the time to consider my opinion. And if you don't share it, my challenge to you would be, why don't you share it? And in my opinion, it's because you don't want to share my opinion, and I get that. But my challenge would be, simply want to believe something that makes more sense, because the spherical theories make no sense, and there's really no way to hide from the fact that that supposed vacuum of space is as about as big an elephant in the room as there ever was one, to say the least. Again, in my opinion, and